Now, Drew, it was my last ever test match at my beloved MCG, and you didn't do too bad either.
Yeah, well, Melbourne, what a place. Had to be careful at Melbourne. The Shane Warne Christmas parties, very difficult. Crab pot, I called it. You go in, you wouldn't come out. But anyway, this particular test, I got myself into bed at a decent hour, and I remember we were in a little bit of trouble. It was sort of 4 for 80, something like that. I had to walk out to bat, and Matty Hayden was my batting partner, and the Poms were into me. Kevin Peterson, his lips were bleeding. He was into me that hard. I remember being very nervous. I needed runs. Otherwise, my spot was probably going to be under pressure. I remember getting to sort of 20. Sort of thought, oh, this is okay. My feet are starting to move. And I sort of remember in the middle session, I think it was, Haydos gets to 100. And he didn't really carry on at all. Like, he'd scored a Boxing Day 100. And I thought, okay, wow, that's quite humbling.
The job wasn't done, Roy.
Yeah. And then I remember between 50 and 100, I sort of got into a nice rhythm, and we were starting to get on the attack. So we got through Harmison and Flintoff and Hoggard and Monty Panesar and all these blokes. And then they brought on Paul Collingwood, and Haydos was all over me. He said, mate, don't do anything stupid. Hit the ball on the ground, you get a test 100 on your ear. I've been patient. I waited. Second over, I think he bowled to me. I lunged forward pretty hard, and I followed through with a shot. And I sort of watched the flight of the ball, and it lobbed just over the fence from what I could see. And I thought, that's 6, I think. And I'm sort of looking, and I'm looking at the scoreboard, because I think I was on 95 when I hit it. And then it flashed up on the board. Then the adrenaline really started to pump around the body. And then I see Haydos coming running towards me. And I jumped up on him and just sort of bear hugged him. And I remember that night when we come off the ground, we were sitting in the sheds having a beer, and Haydos had this big welt on his forehead. I said, mate, what happened to your head? And he goes, it was you big bullfed. He said, you crushed my helmet that hard on my head when you got your 100. He had like a big blood blister on his forehead. So I suppose in those moments, you don't realise probably your own strength because of your adrenaline or whatever it is. But yeah, mate, to play in an Ashes test match like that and to be in your last test match as well, it was a special thing.
It sure was. Great times, great people, and more importantly, great memories.